I guess from the perspective of KeyFi, how do you view insurance within the context of DeFi and your platform?
Well, there's a few ways. So one of the integrations that we actually do is with the centralized platform called Nexo. When the Pro app comes out, basically we've already got an integration with their API where you can do deposits into their earn system, and they are pretty heavily insured still. So that is one way to go about it. You go to a centralized, one where they have insurance. The other one is the decentralized insurance. Or was it Nexus Mutual, right?
Yep.
So it'd be integrating with something like that. So I think that's really interesting. The decentralized sort of approach there still, because basically it's anytime that you do these decentralized things, it just opens it up more still, right? There's not really any restrictions on who can go and do that. As long as you pay for the premium, you should have coverage, right? I suppose there is still some risk that Nexus Mutual could fail, just like completely, and you wouldn't get your insurance payout, and that might not be any recourse as there would with a centralized exchange or like a centralized service where, there's an entity that you could sue, if they screw up or something, right? And, you could at least take them to court. But with the DeFi ones, maybe not. You would have an insurance policy on deposit somewhere. And I don't know if I don't think you could sue Wi-Fi, for example, right? Or Wiren, sorry. That's probably a space that needs to evolve a bit more still. And definitely needs to be made simpler, I guess, for the user. So something like automating, the process of setting up an insurance policy on your yield positions. I think that would be nice.
I'll give you an idea. I'd like just to check a box when I go and place a trade, and it just takes a bit of the yield away from me. And I'm insured on the rest. And don't make me think about it. That would be amazing. And if it's some sort of API hooked into Nexus Mutual in the back end, smart contract, works all the ways, including paying you out if something happens. This seems to be the biggest issue in DeFi. For newcomers, especially, they're scared. They don't trust these brand new things with very small brands. Yeah. And, here's $300,000. I don't know who you are. I'm just going to throw it. So
I think the hardest part about insurance is the part where you said the if something happens part, because it's if something happens, who decides whether or not you get paid out, right? If you think about insurance companies, it's like with COVID. As soon as COVID happens, every insurance company just scrambled to write all of that out of everyone's contracts as fast as humanly possible. In insurance companies, I think the number one thing they say is how to screw everyone. That's number one. Get that shit out of the contract immediately. But then it's who do you go fight? It's if someone backs into someone else with their car and you've got a decentralized insurance product, right? Who comes to check, right? Who's the mediator, right? And so I think I'm hearing more grumblings around the industry of people starting to organize some of these things and some very large scale things that are going to happen here soon. So I'm very interested to see, because this is just something, I think the math is there, risk assurance, it's there. It's just a matter of how do you decide that if something happens. So if I fat finger a wallet address, is that on me? Is that are they going to know? How do they know? They're oh, you put this in wrong on purpose. Now you're getting paid out on this. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Can you get insurance for your boating accident, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Whose fault was it? How much do they deserve? What percent? There's an evaluation that is a centralized evaluation.
Yeah.
You can't just go, okay, cool. Here's your money because you paid me. So we're good now.